Everybody, welcome to week 6 of Children's Literature and Language. In this chapter, we're diving into the fascinating world of literacy development and the theories. So we've already been in literacy development, it's not some, because we've talked about language development and emergent literacy. But this week, we're connecting the theories to it and how they shape our understanding of the way that children learn to read, write, and communicate. So we're going to explore some key theories from theorists like Piaget, Vygotsky, Bronfenbrenner, Clay, and Freire. And we'll look at how these influence the way we structure literacy activities in the classroom. So most of these theorists, their theories don't relate specifically to literacy development, but we're going to look at what their theories, how they apply to literacy development. So I will share my screen with you, and we will take a look at the week. Here is week 6. I put visuals of a couple of the theories up here, Piaget's theory and his different stages, which if you've taken the Intro to Child Development course, you should have already seen these, or at least this one. I can't remember if we talk about this one in child development or if it's just once we get to socialization and support. Anyway, these both do come up in other classes, but we take different approaches with them depending on what we're learning about. And I only did these two because, well, there wasn't room to do all of them. And these are nice little visuals. This one's actually in your book. So we've got a module overview here, which is basically what I just said a minute ago. The NAEYC key competencies that we're meeting and what you're going to do in this module, which is first, read chapter 3, examining theories that support literacy development. You're going to take a quiz over this chapter. It's a longer quiz than you've been doing. It's worth 60 points, but it does go straight through the chapter in order. It just asks you to really dissect the information and make sure that you're getting it all. And then you're going to relate the child development theories to language and literacy acquisition in an assignment. And then your class discussion has nothing to do with any of these theories. I mean, I guess in some ways it does, because the way we speak to children has to do with what we know from the theorists. But it also has to do with just being kind sometimes. So anyway, it's a class discussion that we will look at more in a minute, but it's always good to stay on our toes about how story time is going. And I figured that between the quiz and this assignment, you'd had enough theory talk. And you should have already turned in book reviews 1 through 5. This week, you'll begin 6 through 10 and have 2 weeks to complete those. And then there's your quiz. It is not worth 0 points. It's worth 60 points. I better fix that. Okay. And then your assignment this week. Putting theories to work. So you're going to choose one of these 8 literacy activities and discuss how you would implement in a classroom using at least 2 different theories from the chapter material. The same theorists and theories that we've been talking about in this video and that you read about in the chapter. You're going to explain how each theory would influence your approach to whichever activity you select. And then here's a chart that you will do that with. So make sure as you select an activity, you're thinking about what age child that it would apply to. So it could be that you want to select an activity based on the age of children you work with, or it could be that you just like one of these activities and want to think about whatever age it would apply to. But do try to make sure it's for the right age and developmental stage of the children you want it to be for. In the assignment where you all selected 5 emergent literacy activities, you all did a great job of finding really good activities. Some of you did better than others at realizing what ages would be ready for certain activities. So I encourage you to go look at the comments that I made on those, because on some of you I did say, this child would be 2, you said this was for 2-year-olds, but 2-year-olds wouldn't be ready for this. And I thoroughly, hopefully, explain why that is the case. So just make sure that you're that you're relating, that you're paying attention to the ages that it would be and how it would be adapted for that age, which is one of your questions. And it's possible that learning these theories will help you do that, help you realize what age children are ready to do some of these things. So let's look at the chart because it's going to cover these 5 questions right here. Okay, so this is all in bold. So when you put your responses, you'll turn bold off. You're going to put which of the 8 activities you selected. You can just copy and paste it right here. And then which of the 2 theorists you selected. So like maybe you put Piaget here and Vygotsky here. So how does this activity support literacy development according to Piaget's theory? And then how does the same activity support literacy development according to Vygotsky? Why, according to Piaget, would this be developmentally appropriate for the age of children? So here you'll probably need to put what age children you think it applies to and what Piaget says about that age. Same with Vygotsky. According to Piaget, what role would the teacher play in this activity? According to Vygotsky, what role would the teacher play in this activity? And then how does your chosen theory help explain the children's role in this activity, which is basically the same question. It's just wordier. So according to Piaget, what are children doing in this activity and how is that helping them learn? Same. According to Vygotsky, what would the children be doing in this activity and how does that help them learn? And then in what ways could you combine these theories to really strengthen your literacy? How would you take parts of what Piaget says and parts of what Vygotsky says and make them blend together for this activity? Or would there be any challenges in trying to integrate multiple theorists at the same time? Again, I said Piaget and Vygotsky every time just as examples. You'll pick whatever 2 you want. So I hope that helps you with that activity and helps you get to really break down some of the theorists and what they believed as far as development and how that relates to literacy skills. And then, like I said, your discussion this week has nothing to do with theories. You're going to go back to thinking about story time. And below, right here, 16 comments that a teacher might make while reading to children. And what you're being asked to do is evaluate these comments based on what you've learned about effective communication and about literacy development. I should have put this link at the top because you should definitely review these tips before starting. Not that it's going to be all encompassing and cover everything, but between what you've learned so far and this and just your own experiences, hopefully that will help you. So you're going to copy and paste this list to your discussion. And then next to each one, you're either going to write yes in all caps or no in all caps as you decide whether it would be helpful, yes, or unhelpful, no, for accomplishing goals related to literacy development. For either one, you're going to put why you believe it would or would not achieve literacy goals. And if you answer no, you're also going to offer a suggestion for how the comment could be improved. So then I want you to please respond to at least 2 classmates, comparing their reasoning with your own. Be kind to one another. First, let's go back to that too. If you see somebody already has 2 people who have commented and somebody else doesn't have any, please look at the person who doesn't have any and compare yours. Be kind. Maybe somebody just doesn't know the best way, so you can kindly and gently offer them a nicer way to say things. Or maybe they just read it differently than you did. Some of these you could read with a certain tone implied in your head, or you might imply background information that someone else doesn't imply. So like I think of this one about Mary. I see this as, Mary, of course you liked this story. Everyone did. And I imagine like Mary having said that she didn't like it, and this being a teacher's response, which would be invalidating of her feelings, right? How can you say you didn't like it? Everyone did. So you would want to respond and that it's not appropriate and tell how you could reword it. But maybe you read this and you say, you think that Mary just said that she did like it. And you're saying, well, of course you did. Yeah, everybody liked it. Which is kind of nicer, but still kind of invalidating, because why wouldn't you go ahead and ask her, why did you like it? What did you like about it? So yes or no next to each of these. I will go ahead and tell you that there are more no's than yeses. So just keep that in mind as you do it. And this is just a really opportunity to evaluate yourself also, and just really think about how we need to be, purposeful with all of our words. And please be open to suggestions from one another. Um, of course, I will go through these too, because I would never want something left out there that is not appropriate and no one have corrected it. So I will definitely be looking at these and adding my comments. So please make sure you read what I add as well. So that is our week. In addition, your book reviews. Um, so please, as always, reach out if you have any questions. That is literally what I'm here for. If you're having any questions with assignments, or if you're having a hard time understanding some of the theories, please reach out.